This is an initial permanency hearing involving the Lewis children.
Mrs. Slagle, you're a St. Francis Ministries permanency specialist.
Yes,
In that capacity, you are familiar with Naomi Lewis, Kira Lewis,
yes.
and where are they currently placed?
They are currently in a foster home in Lubbock.
And is that placement meeting all of their needs at this time?
Yes, they are.
Any special issues or special needs with either child that we need to make the court aware of today?
Nothing other than what was in the court report. The kids are doing good.
Um, Placements making sure that they attend all of their medical and dental appointments.
Yes,
Children's mother is Crystal Lewis.
yes, sir.
Crystal was ordered to work services through a service plan, and she completed or substantially completed almost all of those services.
Yes, she has completed all of her services at this time.
My understanding is that she recently has changed her residence to Lubbock.
Yes, sir, she has.
Has she been able to exercise regular visits with the girls?
Yes, she has.
Any concerns about those visits with the girls?
No, no concerns at all.
Is it the plan then to attempt to reunify Naomi and Kira with Miss Lewis?
Yes, that is the plan.
Is there a reunification plan in place at this time?
We have not put one in place. We wanted to start with our unsupervised visits, of course. I had a death in my family, so I was gone. I was going to try to get that plan together before we came to court today. But I am going to work on that today so we can start the unsupervised and start working on getting these girls home.
And what is your thoughts about that plan? How quickly would we be able to progress?
If I'm thinking correctly, I will have to staff this, but I was thinking we would do unsupervised for July and August because the girls can stay in the same school where Crystal is at, and then try to reunify the children in September.
And during that time, you would continue to work with Miss Lewis and make sure that she continues to be stable and drug free.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Eduardo Garcia is the father to Kira.
Yes.
My understanding is that Mr. Garcia was working his services, had come close to being finished with his services, and then had an automobile accident.
Yes, he actually had finished his services also. He was attending visitation regularly. His brother is doing his visitations right now, so she can still see her siblings because Eduardo was bringing the other siblings to visitation with him. So that's what we're currently doing now. But yes, he's woke up just a couple of weeks ago, and from my understanding, he's basically got to learn to walk and talk again.
And in the meantime, he is in the hospital, and it would not be appropriate to return Kira to into his possession at this time.
That's correct.
Have we looked to determine if there are any prior orders concerning Eduardo Garcia and his visitation and child support and those kind of things?
Not that I'm aware of. I do believe he was getting visitation prior to the case. I'm not for sure how that visitation looked or how it was set up, but I do know if Kira was not coming into his care that he did want some kind of visitation to be set in place for him.
And right now, you testified that Mr. Garcia's brother is exercising visits and bringing Kira's siblings with him so that Kira gets regular contact with her siblings.
That's correct.
Chad Hooser is the father for Naomi, or alleged father for Naomi Lewis. Have we had any luck in trying to locate Mr. Hooser?
No, I've had several phone numbers. I've written letters to his brother. I've been to the brother's home. We did searches, and I've called and went to addresses and sent letters to those. Crystal stated that she thought he was running from some warrants that he had, is what she had heard. So I've not had any contact. I have sent messages on Facebook to him, and I can tell that he's read them, but he has not responded back to them.
Let me interrupt for just a second. Ms. Slagle, just to be sure so that Amy knows, I'm showing him his last name is Hoosner, Hoosner. Is that correct, or is it Hooser?
It's Hooser, Sooser.
Okay, then thank you. I'll correct my records. Go ahead, Mr. Alvey. Sorry to interrupt.
Now, Ms. Slagle, are you asking the court today to allow us to serve him by posting, since we've done everything we can to try to track him down and he's not responded to us at all?
Yes.
In the meantime, it would not be safe to place Naomi with him at this time, because we don't know where he's at. And if he's running from the law, then that would include not being safe for children.
That's correct.
So would you also agree with me that it would be contrary to the general welfare of either child to return them to their parents today?
That's correct.
And you're asking the court to continue the department's temporary managing conservatory while we work on this transition plan for the children to be returned to Miss Lewis.
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Grant?
I have no further questions, Your Honor. I'll try to get a release so that I can check on the status of my client and move forward in that regard.
All right. Ms. Lewis, since Mr. Denham's not with us, did you have any questions you wanted to ask Ms. Slagle?
I just want to see, since I'm changing my hours for my work. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm changing my hours. I want to work Monday through Friday instead of having to work the weekends, so I can be prepared when the girls come home, that I'll be prepared that I'm only going to be working Monday through Friday.
Okay, good.
Is there any way we can do Saturdays?
Are you talking about your visits,
Yes.
Ms. Slagle?
Yes, that's what she wanted, her visits on the weekend, so she could work Monday through Friday. And she does attend church with the girls on Sunday also, since she's there in Lubbock with the foster parents. We don't have any problem with visiting her unsupervised being on Saturdays.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we'll get that happen, Ms. Lewis. Okay, then, Mr. Harris, recommendations?
Your Honor, if we could increase visitation now and then move to unsupervised, as the mother is really making excellent progress on her service plan. I ask that the current placement be continued as it is safe and appropriate.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Ms. Talley, Costa, have anything to add?
Nothing. We're in agreement with all parties, Your Honor.
Okay, all right then. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I will order a transition monitored return of the children to mother. I'll set the next hearing for October 29th, 2025, unless something comes up. If we need something, for instance, if we got close to school starting and Miss Lewis has made enough progress, if we needed to have a hearing, decide if we wanted, well, you said they're going to be in the same school district, so that's a good thing. So, Miss Lewis, if you'd unmute for just a second.
Okay.
Since your lawyer's not here, I'll explain to you an order. I've ordered a transition monitored return, and I'm ordering that the unsupervised visits start now. What that means is just what Ms. Slagle testified to. They're just going to build you up and then send the kids back to you. So we're on track. If you talk to your lawyer, if at some points you think, okay, I'm ready to have my kids home and there's no reason I shouldn't, you let your lawyer know it, because if you don't think it's moving fast enough, you do have some recourse to come back and ask that I speed it up a little. I just wanted you to understand what was happening today.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And I commend you on getting your stuff done so fast. We're just at an initial permanency hearing, and very seldom do I have parents that have completed their services by now. So kudos
Thank
to
you.
you on that.
It feels good.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's nice for us too, believe me. Okay, then we will stand in recess on this case. And again, Ms. Lewis, that hearing on October 29th, you can talk to your lawyer or go on the court's online docket or call St. Francis a day or two before that to know exactly what time of day we're going to have that hearing. Okay, we'll stand in recess here. I'll be back at 11:30 to call a Gray County placement review after final order on the Welsh and Bon Canal children. We're here on a permanency review after final order involving the Welsh and Bon Canal children.
Ms. Cook, you're a St. Francis Ministries permanency specialist.
Yes.
In that capacity, you are familiar with Madeline Boncanel and Hudson Welsh.
Yes.
Where is Madeline currently placed?
Both children are placed at the Amarillo Children's Home.
And is that placement meeting all of their needs at this time?
Yes.
Specifically, Madeline is enrolled at Tascosa High School.
Yes.
She's close to graduating.
Yep. Hopefully, this next year she plans to take her junior and senior credits together and graduate next fall or spring 2026.
She is also regularly employed.
Yes, she is.
She has advised you that she's comfortable in the currently where she's at in her home, and that she would like to remain there and graduate from Tascosa High School.
Yes, she would.
Hudson is 12 years old. Is he having regular visits with his mother, Miss Welsh?
Yes, they are.
Miss Welsh has had an issue trying to find safe and stable housing.
Correct, up until recently.
And my understanding is that she may have found a suitable home.
Yes.
However, there are still some concerns. Is she's not on the lease? Is that right?
Correct.
But have you been in the home?
Yes, many a time.
And is it suitable to have children there if appropriate?
Yes.
No real safety concerns.
No.
In the meantime, Hudson has given us or advised us that he would like to go home to his mom.
Yes.
And are we working currently on increasing visits between Hudson and Miss Welsh, including unsupervised visits?
Yes. Yeah.
Do we have a plan in place to make those to a point where Hudson might be able to go home?
Yes.
And what is the length of that plan? How long are we talking about?
Well, honestly, hopefully today will be our third unsupervised visit. All visits have remained appropriate. Erica's been able to provide for the kids' needs. Nobody is going to those visits that shouldn't be there. So I would say in the next couple weeks, we can start some overnights. And then if those continue to go well, I wouldn't see any issues with sending them home.
Has Madeline agreed to go home, or has she still got some concerns?
I think her biggest thing is wanting to do the program at Tascosa. I'm not sure if Pampa High School has a similar program for her. But she should be completing driver's ed pretty soon as well. And if she weren't to go home, then she could, of course, have visits as frequently as she is able to.
Just for the record, Mr. Welch's parental rights were terminated in prior hearing, and your understanding is that Miss Welch and Mr. Welch are not having contact, at least not when the children are present.
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Cook. I'll pass it with you, Sean.
Right, thank you, Mr. Kincaid.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Harris.
Ms. Cook, is there any concern with splitting up, with the possibility of splitting up the siblings should Madeline want to stay and complete her senior year there in Emerald?
No, I don't believe so. Of course, we would continue to help with transportation for visits and all that kind of good stuff should the children be split from each other and Madeline want to stay in Amarillo.
And the mother has remained, all of her drug screens have remained clean, is that correct?
That is correct.
And what is the current are we doing current supervised, or are we doing currently unsupervised?
Currently, we are on our 3rd week of unsupervised.
And everything's appropriate, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have any contact with the person that's on the lease for the home for Miss Welsh?
I have talked to her multiple times, yes.
Okay, so no concerns with that person, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And currently, the current placement of both the children is safe and appropriate. You're asking for that to continue?
Yes.
Pass it to Sean, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone have further questions for Ms. Cook? No? So, Tori, the way it sounds like we could start moving towards putting both children home, but it sounds to me like it could happen that Hudson would go home before Maddie if she continues to say she wants to stay with this program at Tascosa, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, but even if we had to do that, if she still insisted on staying in that program, she'd have plenty of contact with her mom and her brother.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right then, Mr. Alley, do you have any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor. We rest.
Right. Ms. Kincaid, witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I rest.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Harris, recommendations?
Your Honor, it sounds like the mom's doing exactly what she needed to do to continue visitation. Sounds like unsupervised are going well. If those can be increased, I would ask for that, and that the current placement be continued. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Talley, Casa.
Your Honor, we're in agreement. We've had similar conversations with Maddie and Hudson, and they both want to be with their mom. She's doing a great job. And I bet Maddie's a really responsible girl, and she wants her future to be set too. So we support whatever choice she makes in that department. And we commend Erica for working towards getting a place so that her kiddos can start being home.
Yeah, okay, all right, sounds good. And I echo that, Ms. Wells. I applaud the fact that, Maddie's 17, and I applaud the fact that you're trying to let her do what she thinks might be best for her future. I applaud her, number one, for being a shift manager at working the hours she's working and still wanting to participate in the program at school for her betterment. So sounds to me like everything's going great here. So, okay, I will continue the department as temporary manager conservator. I'll continue the kiddos' current placements, knowing that we're moving towards getting either one or both of them home relatively quickly, sounds like. So I'll set the next hearing, permanency hearing for December 17th. I suspect that everything will be in place and we'll be done with it by then, but I'll just set that hearing just in case we need it. If something comes up before then and we need any type of court intervention, just anyone can notify my office and we will set that hearing for you. So. Okay, that will conclude this hearing. For any of you involved, I'll be back to call a Dallam County adversary hearing at 12 o'clock noon. That's on the Cooper child. So we will be in recess. Ms. Wells, congratulations again. This is an adversary hearing involving the Cooper child. Mr. Alvey's with us for the department. Casa is with us with Ms. Ledbetter. Mr. Turner's with us representing the child. Mr. Michelson is with us representing the mother. I showed it as Kelly Lee, but she's signed on as Kelly Cooper. We'll get to that in just a second. And then the alleged father, Stephen Sides, is not with us and he's not in the waiting room. This case was set for noon. It's now 12:05. We'll proceed in his absence. I have Haley Wagner and Tucker Ivy in the waiting room.
Judge, I would ask that both of them be allowed in. And then I would ask that you allow me to have a breakout room with Mr. Michelson and Mr. Turner to see exactly where we're at in this
Okay.
case.
Before we do that, Mr. Michelson, you may not know, we may have to ask your client. I showed her as Kelly Lee, and she signed in as Kelly Cooper. We need to, just to get our pleadings right, we need to know what her.
Yes, Your Honor. Basically, I thought Kelly Lee was her first name, like a Texas two-person, two-name deal, and actually Lee is her married name, so it's Kelly Lee Cooper.
Okay. So it's not a Billy Bob thing, is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I thought. So
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll put the lawyers in a breakout room. Let me get that set up. Okay, it looks like we're all back. Where do we stand?
Judge, I think that we can announce that there's an agreement reached by the parties that the child will remain in the temporary managing conservatorship of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, and that mom will work services as developed by a service plan through St. Francis Ministries. In the meantime, my understanding is that mom is looking into admitting herself into a rehab facility. So our typical policy for children is an hour per week visits. This is a baby. If she's in a rehab that's close, we would attempt to do some in-person, face-to-face visits. I'm not sure where a rehab is going to be, but if not, we will continue to do what we can virtually each week with her on visitation. And I'm not 100% positive today where the child is located. So,
Okay, that's something I need to know for my records.
Mr. Ivy should be able, or Miss Wagner.
Yeah, he is placed. She's a licensed foster home, but she has adopted one of his half siblings, and it is in White Deer, Texas.
Okay, so just a foster home, White Deer, but they have adopted a sibling, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. All right, then, Mr. Michelson, you've heard that agreement. Is that your client's agreement?
yes, Miss Cooper would also like the court to consider placement of the child with her while she's in treatment. There are a couple of facilities, one of them being Senecor, the other being Serenity in Plainview, that allows for mother and children to be together, and staff supervising the children while they're involved in the treatment process, mostly because of the age of the infant. The affidavit indicated that the relationship between mother and baby appeared to be positive and that they were bonding, and she would like to continue that bond even though she's in treatment.
All right. The way I typically handle that is we don't know where she's going yet. If she ends up in that type of facility, I'd want to hear a bit of testimony from someone from the facility to explain how that works before I would rule on that. But if we get in that posture, you can ask for a hearing, we'll set it, and then I'll make that decision at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Turner, are you in agreement?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Ledbetter, is CASA in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
All right, then I will approve that agreement. I'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue Lucas's current placement. I will, as I said, I will consider a change of that placement depending on where Ms. Cooper ends up and depending on what the facility has to tell me. So, all right, then our next hearing will be the status hearing to talk about the plan of services. That will be on August 8th, 2025. parties can talk to their attorneys, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or so in advance to see what time we'll have the hearing on August 8th. So I appreciate y'all working that out. We'll be in recess until 12:30, at which time I'll call a Dallam County final hearing on the Garcia Perez children. So once again, thank you for working that out. We'll be in recess, and everybody have a happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
y'all.
Thank you.
I will call Dallam County case cause number 12931. This is a continuation of a final hearing that we began on June 18th, 2025. This is a final hearing involving the Perez Garcia and the Exman-Garcia children. Mr. Alvey's with us for the department. Ms. Ledbetter's with us for CASA. Ms. Archer is with us representing the children. Mr. Michelson is with us representing the adjudicated father to the 3 youngest children, Mr. Juan Perez Juarez. He is not with us, and he's not in the waiting room. Ms. Grant is with us representing the alleged father to the 4 oldest children, Diego Velasquez. He is not with us and not in the waiting room. Ms. McDaniel is with us representing any unknown fathers. All right, that's all the parties. I have Heidi Elliott and Alicia Walker in the waiting room.
Judge Heidi Elliott is the St. Francis Ministries current worker. She's already testified that she'd be my representative. I'd ask that you allow her in.
Okay.
And then my next witness, Your Honor, that I will call will be Ms. Walker.
Okay. Is Heidi Elliott the same as Heidi Combs that began our testimony?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I'll let both of them in. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Then everyone's in. No one is in the waiting room. So, Mr. Alvey, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Miss Alicia Walker.
Okay. Ms. Walker, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alvey.
Miss Walker, you're a St. Francis Ministries permanency specialist.
Yes.
Previously, you had been the primary caseworker for the Garcia Perez children who are the subject of this suit.
Yes.
You're no longer the caseworker in that case. That is now Heidi Elliott, who's the caseworker.
Right.
When did you take over as the caseworker in this particular case?
I was the caseworker from the very beginning, in July of 2024.
And when did you stop being the caseworker in this case?
On April 16th of this year.
From July of 2024 until April the 16th of 2025, did you have conversations with Diego Ximun, Ximun, who is the alleged father to the older 4 of these children?
Yes.
And were those conversations by phone?
Yes.
Did you explain to him that he was an alleged father for these children, and that he needed to do some things to be able to have the children returned to him?
Yes.
During that time, did he ever provide you with any services that he was working?
The only thing he did was parenting classes.
Specifically, did he ever file any counter petitions or a claim to be an official claim in the records of the court that he's the father to these children?
No.
Did we ask him to genetic test?
Yes.
Was it ever available, or did we ever have a genetic testing done for him?
No.
Is it your recollection that during the time that you were the caseworker that the department, my staff, asked for a paternity registry search for these 4 children?
Yes.
And the paternity registry search does not show any person as the father to these 4 older children?
I believe so.
Now, was Mr. Zynum able to show you or provide you with evidence of a safe, stable home for the 4 children?
No.
And in fact, the 4 children had confided in you that they don't know who he is. He's never been a real part of their lives.
Right. They said they don't really remember him and they don't want to talk to him.
And do you believe then it would be in the best interest of the 4 older children to terminate his parental rights, if any, and then terminate any unknown father's parental rights?
Yes.
Now, the younger children's father is Juan Perez Juarez.
Yes.
And while you were the caseworker, he was residing in Dalhart, Texas.
Yes.
And did he have a service plan that was created for him?
Yes.
And was he working the services set forth in that service plan?
He was.
Were you the caseworker that Mr. Juarez contacted when he was deported from the United States?
No, that was Heidi.
So while you were still, or when you left the case, he was still in Dalhart, Texas. He was still communicating with you?
Yes, he was in jail when I gave the case over.
And what was he in jail for?
He had a warrant out for his arrest for DWI.
Do you know if that's what led or possibly led to his deportation?
Yes.
During the time that he was in communication with you, was he working services?
Yes.
Did he complete parenting class as far as you know?
He did.
Was that during the time that you were the caseworker?
Yes.
Did he complete his counseling sessions that he was ordered to work?
No.
Did he exercise regular visits with the children?
He did.
How often did he visit with the children?
He had one in-person visit with them, and then he would talk to them on the phone every week.
Let me interrupt for just, I'm sorry, just interrupt for just a second. Ms. Sass, it's obvious to me that these fathers are not going to attend today's hearing, so I'm going to go ahead and release you so you can go on about your day's business, and be sure to send us a bill.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
Okay,
good day.
thank you. All right, Mr. Albee, go ahead. I'm sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor. Is one face-to-face visit with the children, in your mind, significant contact with the children?
No.
And even though he contacted them during the time that you were the caseworker weekly by phone, would you consider that significant contact with the children?
No.
Were the children living with Mr. Juarez when the children were removed and placed in the department's care?
No, he was in Alabama at the time.
And he had left the children with their mother, who had put the children in danger. Is that correct?
Yes.
As far as you know, he hadn't filed any petitions to have the children placed in his care on a full-time basis.
Right.
Would you agree with me then that he knowingly placed and knowingly allowed his children to remain in conditions or surroundings which endangered the physical or emotional well-being of the children?
Yes.
and that he engaged in conduct who that endangered his children physically or emotionally?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that he has constructively abandoned his children who've been in the temporary managing conservatorship of the department for more than 6 months?
Yes.
He has failed to regularly visit or maintain significant contact with his children.
Yes.
That you and, as far as you know, Miss Elliott, and anybody else from St. Francis Ministries made reasonable efforts to return the children to him.
Yes.
You maintained contact with him. You made sure that he was trying to work on his services. You were providing visitation for the by phone with the children, those sorts of things.
Yes.
And as far as you know, he has not been able to demonstrate an ability to provide a safe environment for the children today.
Yes.
Would you agree with me that the service plan that you provided that Mr. Juarez has not completed would be a reasonable effort for an attempt to reunify the children?
Yes.
And since the court ordered that, would that be a court order that specifically established actions necessary for him to obtain the return of his children?
Yes.
Do you believe then that it would be in the best interest of the 3 younger children for Mr. Juarez's parental rights to be terminated at this time?
Yes, I do.
You and you and Miss Elliott took reasonable actions up until now to have the children returned to Mr. Juarez if he was able to complete his service plan.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. McDaniel, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Walker, you indicated that Mr. Juarez was working as service plan and kind of briefly outlined the services that he had completed. What services were pending that he had not completed?
He didn't complete his OSAR or therapy.
Okay. Did he give you a reason why he didn't complete the OSAR?
No, he didn't.
Okay. And did he have an appointment scheduled for the OSAR?
I'm not sure if he did.
Okay. Would he know where to go to schedule that if he was on his own to do that?
It would have been over the phone, so somebody would have called him.
Okay. And he had a working telephone that he spoke to you on?
Yes.
Okay. And during that period of time, was he employed?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And did he have a stable home for the children?
No, the home, it didn't have enough room for the children and it was falling apart.
Okay. And looking back on some of the earlier permanency reports, he was looking for alternative placement for the children as far as a new home?
Yes.
Okay. Did he ever find one?
No.
Okay. And he was employed during this period of time?
Yes.
Okay. And where was he employed?
Deer Creek Feeding.
Okay. And had he had that job for a while?
I can't remember when he started, but it was a few months, I believe.
Okay. And did he keep contact with you every month?
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of visitation, you outlined that most of his visits were on the telephone. Why were they on the phone as opposed to in person?
Because the children were in Lubbock and he was in Dalhart, so they were pretty far apart.
Okay. Did the department ever give him a stipend as far as travel expenses go?
No.
Okay. Did he ever ask for one?
No.
Okay. Do you know if he had reliable transportation?
The majority of the case, he never had a car, but then he bought a car from a friend, but he didn't have a I mean, I asked him if he had a driver's license and he showed it to me, but it was an expired license. So he was driving with an expired license.
Okay, so even if he wanted to go see the children, it wasn't probably either practical or legally possible.
Right.
Okay. In terms of him being arrested on the DWI warrant, how long was he in custody prior to the time that you ended your supervision of the case?
Well, he was arrested on March 19th,
Okay. And then you left April 25th?
April 16th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. And so during that period of time, you couldn't have worked services?
Right.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Grant.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, do you recall if the alleged father still resides in Guatemala?
If Diego is in Guatemala?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he is.
And have the children ever resided in Guatemala with Diego?
No.
And in order for them to be reunited with Diego, they would have to be sent to Guatemala, correct?
Correct.
And they are not currently in process of receiving passports or doing any process in order to be returned to Guatemala. Is that true?
That's true.
And Marta passed away in October. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you know if she was in the United States when each child was born, or the citizenship status of each child?
She was in the U.S. They were all born in the U.S.
Okay, and so there is no reason why we would ever believe that they would be deported or sent to Guatemala, and nor do they want to go there, correct?
Correct.
And so these children are United States citizens that need to remain in the United States. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And in regard to services available for Diego, those would have had to be completed in Guatemala at his own expense. Would you agree?
Yes.
And he completed the Fatherhood Fire program. Is that right?
It wasn't Fatherhood Fire. It was some parenting class in Guatemala.
Okay. If there's a certificate on file in this case for Fatherhood Fire, is that possibly for the other dad and not Diego?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for confusing the two. At this time, has he remained in contact, to your knowledge, with the department regarding the children?
Yes.
And how often does he contact in regard to his children?
When I was the worker, I would just talk to him once a month.
Okay, and was that by email or through a translator?
It was through a translator on the phone.
Okay. Do the children speak Spanish or the Guatemalan tribal language?
No.
And they never have, correct?
Correct.
So would it be safe for them to be sent to a parent in Guatemala?
No.
Would it be reasonable or legal for us to force them to go to Guatemala?
No.
Thank you, Judge. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer.
I don't have any questions for Ms. Walker.
All right, thank you. Anything further from anyone for Ms. Walker?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I've got a couple of questions, Ms. Walker. Let me get back over here. First of all, do you know, as Mr. Albee asked you about a paternity registry search involving Diego Velasquez, do you know, is that paternity registry search on file in this case?
I believe so.
All right,
I'm not sure though.
If you're not sure, I'll get somebody that can answer that. So, all right, let me just kind of go over that again. Mr. Diego Velasquez, he has not filed, at least through when you knew, he never filed an admission of paternity in this case about the kids, the four oldest, correct?
Right.
And he never filed a counterclaim in this case for paternity involving the four oldest kids. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll, even though you don't know if it's on file, the paternity registry search, he never filed claiming to be the father of these four oldest children. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Judge, if it helps the court, the paternity registry searches in this case regarding my client were filed on January 22nd of 2025.
All right. Thank you. That helps. All right. And then finally, Ms. Walker, Mr. Albee asked you some questions, and there was some noise where I was. I didn't get your answers, but I believe you testified that Mr. Juan Perez Juarez knowingly placed or knowingly allowed his children to remain in conditions or surroundings which endangered the physical or emotional health and well-being of those children, and that you also testified that he engaged in conduct or knowingly placed the children with persons who engaged in conduct which endangered the physical health or emotional being of the children. Do you have any evidence that he knowingly placed them in a dangerous condition? Did he ever tell you anything, or did you ever learn anything that would show the court that he'd done those things?
Well, I know he was with Marta at one point, and then I don't know why he moved to Alabama, but he at some point left the kids with her and moved to Alabama.
Okay, but do you have any evidence that he left knowing that he was leaving those kids in a dangerous situation with their mother?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, does anybody else have further questions for Ms. Walker? No? All right, Mr. Albee, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Just to remind the court, we introduced the paternity registry searches as certified copies that had been filed as exhibits on the first day.
Okay, all right. I'm satisfied that it's on file. I just wanted to be sure. All right, then, Mr. Albee, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor, we'll rest.
All right, thank you. Ms. McDaniel, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Michelson?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Ms. Grant?
No witnesses, Your Honor, and I will let the court know that I offered, in this case, my client the opportunity to file any cross petitions, counter petitions, or measures to declare himself the father, and he declined.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, Ms. Archer, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge. I did ask the older children if they wanted to attend today, but they're at a camp.
Okay, I don't blame them for wanting to stay at camp and not be here. All right, then, Ms. Archer, if you'd give me your recommendations, please.
Your Honor, my recommendation is for the children to stay where they are right now, for the department to remain temporary managing conservator. I don't believe any kind of placement or adoptive home has been found, and I think that's in the best interest of the children. They're very happy where they are, and they're very, very happy getting to all be together.
All right. Okay, thank you. Ms. Ledbetter, CASA have any recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor. The children have reported to me that their wishes would be to all be reunited with Juan. However, since he is back in Guatemala, that has some issues there. We do believe that the children need permanency and stability that cannot be provided at this time. So it would be in their best interest for Juan and Diego and any unknown father's rights to be terminated and for them to remain in their current placement.
Okay, thank you. All right, if y'all give me just a minute, I'll be right back. I forgot to ask you, does CASA want to stay in this case or be dismissed?
We would like to stay until they have a more permanent placement.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, based upon the evidence I've heard today, as well as the paternity registry search that's on file in this case, first of all, I do find that it's in the best interest of the four youngest children, Josue Antonio Garcia, Jennifer Garcia, Jacob Nicholas Garcia, and Jessica Garcia, that the rights of the father, Diego, I'm going to spell it Ximun-Velasquez, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code section 161.002, subsection B2, as well as the paternity registry search, which is on file in this case. I further find that it's in the best interest of the three youngest children, Shakira Garcia, Javi Perez, and Messi Garcia, that the parental rights of, going back to Mr. Velasquez, I'm going to terminate any unknown fathers on the very same ground that I announced for him. Then I find it's in the best interest of the three youngest, Shakira, Javi, and Messi, that the parental rights of their father, Juan Perez Juarez, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section 161.001, subsections B, 1N is in Nancy, and O. I'll name the department permanent managing conservator, continue all of the children's current placements. I will continue Miss Natalie as the children's attorney and CASA in this case. All other court-appointed relationships will be dismissed after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. If any of the attorneys visit with their clients, please explain to them their de novo and appellate rights. Okay, we will have the first review hearing in this case on September 17th, 2025. For any of you that are still involved in the case at that time, you can go on the court's online docket a day or two before September 17th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. All right, that will conclude this hearing. For any of you involved, I'll be back at 1:30 to call a Sherman County status hearing on the Mayorga child. Otherwise, we'll stand in recess. Everyone have a happy 4th of July.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Judge.
I will call Sherman County case cause number DCV 05879. We're here on a status hearing.
Ms. Novak, you're a St. Francis Ministries Permanency Specialist.
Yes.
In that capacity, you are familiar with Yanira Mayorga, who is the child subject to this suit.
Yes.
And she is currently placed where?
In a fictive Kim home in Stratford.
And is that placement meeting all of her needs at this time?
Yes.
Any special issues or special needs that we need to discuss with the court today?
No, sir.
Placement making sure that this infant is being taken to all of its medical appointments?
Yes.
Child's mother is Rebecca Rodriguez.
Yes.
Child's father is Marco Mayorga.
Yes.
Were you able to sit down with them and develop service plans with each of them?
Yes. We did it via by phone.
And did they participate in you developing that service plan?
Yes, sir.
Was the service plan developed specifically for each individual in attempting to take care of their specific needs?
Yes.
Did you provide a copy of the service plan to each of the parents, Ms. Rodriguez and Mr. Mayorga?
I did by email. I have not seen them to deliver them a physical copy as of yet.
Do you know if Mr. Mayorga and Ms. Rodriguez have signed their service plans?
Yes, they have.
And are those signed service plans on file with the court?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking today that the court approve each of those signed service plans and make participating with those service plans an order of this court today?
Yes.
In the meantime, have Mr. Mayorga and Ms. Rodriguez begun working their services?
Yes, they have been compliant and in contact with me. Ms. Rodriguez has already set some intake services. She has started parenting, the screening to be able to continue on with parenting with Padre. She's completed an OSAR screening. She has intake for the recommendations for the OSAR screening tomorrow. We have set up the authorization for individual counseling for her, and she's started making those appointments and getting going on them.
Has Mr. Mayorga also begun working on his services?
Yes, he has been in contact with me, and we have recently, he signed his release of information for the OSAR screening. It hasn't been submitted for the referral yet, but I will get that done. But authorizations has been submitted for individual therapy and parenting and a rational behavior training for him as well.
In your opinion, have they worked sufficient services at this point in time to alleviate the reasons that the child was removed from their care?
No, not completely.
Would you agree with me then it would be unsafe to return the child to either parent today?
Yes.
Meaning contrary to the general welfare of that child to do so.
Yes.
Are the parents being offered and utilizing visitation with the child?
Yes, sir.
Face to face or virtual?
Face to face.
And how much face to face visits are they getting with the child?
Once a week for an hour.
And do they exercise that visitation together or are they separate?
They asked for them to be together.
Currently, are you asking the court then to continue the department as temporary managing conservator of this child and continue placement where it belongs?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll pass it.
Thank you. Ms. Novak, do you need drug tests today from anybody?
I requested both of them to go this morning. I'm not sure if they've made it there yet today, but I did ask them to go today, sir.
Where did they go to test?
Miss Rodriguez was supposed to go to Dumas at the clinic there, and Mr. Mayorga was in Amarillo, so I asked him to go to the Care Express in Amarillo.
Okay. I can let their attorneys let me know whether or not they've done that yet or not, and I'll decide whether to put it in the order. Have they tested for you since the case began? I know
Yes,
the
sir.
mother did. Has Mr. Mayorga tested since the case began?
Yes, he tested the first part of June for a hair and a UA for us.
Right. What were the results of those?
His hair was positive for amphetamines and methamphetamines. His UA was positive for marijuana.
And Your Honor, I believe that my client has already made it to Care Express today.
Okay, good. All right. All right, then, Ms. Riley, did you have questions?
I do just briefly. Ms. Novak, just to be clear, I believe you answered a question from Mr. Alvey saying that you believe that the parents have not done enough services to have the children returned to them. Was that right?
As of today, yes.
Okay, and that because the reasons for removal are still present?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm not trying to relitigate that, but what were those?
She was positive for methamphetamines.
Okay, now she's already, you were the caseworker on the other 3 children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in that case, my client mediated that case, correct?
Objection
Yes.
relevance of the other case at a status hearing, Judge.
Overruled.
Okay, and so so has she continued with all of the services from when that case ended through now?
No.
Well, she went to a rehab facility, correct?
Yes, but she did not complete it.
She did not. Okay. And have you received any positive drug screens for her?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Judge, I did not get a permanency report today, so that's why I'm sort of a little bit lost because I just didn't get one. So, so she did. Okay. All right. I have no further questions.
All right, Ms. Grant.
Ma'am, did Mr. Mayorga have any questions regarding his service plan?
Not. I'm sorry. I didn't know if he was going to answer.
No, it was for you. When you
he-
provided his service plan, were you able to effectively answer all questions?
I believe so. Yes.
And you've identified all the providers he needs to negotiate his services with, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you sent the payment slips forward so that he can begin those services such as counseling and so on?
Yes, they have been submitted.
And has anything been scheduled to your knowledge?
I don't know if he has scheduled anything yet. I met with him at the beginning of the month, and I haven't followed up with him for July yet, ma'am.
Okay, but we're just at the status hearing and he has everything he needs to be able to move forward and do that work, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pass the witness. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Turner.
the judge asked most of my questions, Ms. Novak, but just to clarify, the current drug screens that we have are approximately a month old, is that correct?
Yes.
And were both of those drug screens positive?
For both parents?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I believe I just read Mr. Mayorga's and his was positive. Let me look at Miss Rodriguez's. Yes, hers was also positive for marijuana and methamphetamines.
Okay. And have either one of them started any rehab program to your knowledge?
Mrs. Rodriguez has done the OSAR screening and had got the recommendations back from the OSAR and has scheduled her. I'm sorry, she was recommended to do intensive outpatient services with Centacor, and she has that appointment scheduled for tomorrow to begin those services, sir.
Okay. As far as Mr. Mayorga, has he scheduled anything, and I can't remember what your testimony was on his OSAR, but
it's okay. He did he signed the release information for me to send in the referral for the OSAR, and I have not sent that in yet, but he has said he's willing to do that. Once it's sent in, they'll contact him to do the screening.
okay, so he's completed his process, but we haven't moved on to the next step yet, correct?
Yeah, correct, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Right. Ms. Novak, Ms. Riley mentioned, I read in the report, there was another CPS case. Ms. Riley mentioned something about a mediation. Is the other CPS case still pending?
The final hearing for that is July 23rd.
And is that what county is that case in?
Oldham County.
Okay, all right. So if that case, I don't know how it's going to resolve, but the parents, they won't be asked to duplicate services from that case, will they? Unless there's been some occurrence that, for instance, another OSAR because maybe they've given positive drug screens again. But is the department asking them to start all services over again, or are they going to get credit for what if they've done anything in the other case?
It was just Mrs. Rodriguez on the other case,
Oh,
and there
okay.
was
Father
some that
wouldn't-
she did not complete. So yes, we are
Okay,
asking
all
her
right.
to redo those.
All right. So Mr. Mayorga was not the father in the other case.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. All right. Anybody else have further questions for Ms. Novak?
Your Honor, I have no further questions, but could I just, in the interest of making my record, ask that the court ordered that the drug screens that she read not be offered for the truth of the matter, but only for background information so the court can make service decisions in this case?
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Uh-huh. All right, then, Mr. Alley, any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor, we're resting.
All right. Ms. Riley, any witnesses?
No, Judge. I am able to let the court know if you are so inclined as to what the status is with those 3 children, because we have reached an agreement, just if the court wants to know.
Yeah,
for
sure.
any-
I'm interested.
Yes. So the agreement that we reached at mediation that all parties have signed, and that again does not include Mr. Mayorga, but with Ms. Rodriguez, is that the 3 children, I all of a sudden, permanent managing conservatorship is going to, and Rebecca, you may have to help me. It's his mother, right?
No, it's oh yeah, for the first dad for
Yes.
Jose Valles, it's his yes.
Yeah, it's dad's mother will become permanent managing conservator, and my client has visitation rights with those children once she clears and can test negative for, and I don't recall the exact amount of time, but once she can test negative, then she will be able to resume visitation.
Right. So basically, paternal grandmother's PMC mom's going to be possessory conservator.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then, Ms. Grant, did you have any witnesses?
Your Honor, I would just briefly call Mr. Mayorga.
Okay. Sir, if you'd raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. Ms. Grant?
Marco, have you already tested at Care Express today?
Yes, I went. I have right here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. And on the service plan, have you reviewed it and signed it?
Yes.
Is there anything on the service plan that you're concerned about your ability to complete?
No.
And do you understand the services? And do you have any questions for the court or myself?
No. Yeah, I understand everything and I don't
Okay.
have no question.
And I have in your chat reiterated my office number for you in case you need to contact me. Can you check that and make sure you have the correct number?
All right.
Anything else, Ms. Grant? You're muted.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Alvey, do you have any questions for Mr. Mayorga?
I do not.
Ms. Riley, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Turner?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Riley, I guess I do need to know, did your client test today?
Rebecca, did you test today?
No, I'm going at 4.
You're going, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You're going when?
I'll be there at 4.
I'm not.
I believe she's saying she's going at 4 p.m.
At
today.
4. Okay, great. All right, then I'm not going to have to order that. Okay, then if there's nothing else, then Mr. Turner, recommendations?
Your Honor, I recommend that the department be maintained as the temporary managing conservator and that placement be continued.
Okay. All right, then I will continue the department as temporary man. Oh, I'm sorry. Costa's with us. Ms. Ledbetter.
Nothing to add, Your Honor. We're in agreement with Mr. Turner.
Okay.
The,
All right.
the only thing that I would add is Ms. Rodriguez has not gone yet to testing, so would, even if it's just oral, have the court admonish her to go ahead and keep that appointment today for 4 o'clock.
I'll just put it as part of the order.
Your Honor, do we know if that facility accepts clients after 4 o'clock? Most of them do not.
I don't know, but how far she got to go for it? It's just 2 o'clock.
I had to go to Dumas, but they told me as long as I'm there by 4:45 because they close at 5.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, Judge.
And was the Miss Novak, was the test you asked for hair and UA?
No, she did a hair last month, or I'm sorry, in May. So it's just a observed UA today.
Okay, so all right, so the results you mentioned before, they were based on a hair test or UA or both?
A hair, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, then I'll just go ahead and I'll continue the department's temporary managed conservator, continue the current placements. I'll order the services for each parent contained in their service plan, and I'll order Ms. Rodriguez to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. Dumas is, what's it called nowadays? Where they test? Does anybody know?
Oh, I'm sorry.
CST, I believe.
I'm sorry, what?
I believe it's CST.
Okay, all right.
CDT.
CDT, that's
Oh,
right. That's what I was trying to think of. Okay, then I'll order Ms. Rodriguez to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at CDT in Dumas. Okay, that will conclude this hearing. Our initial permanency hearing will be on October 29th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties can either ask their lawyers or St. Francis or go on the court's online docket a day or two before October 29th to find out exactly what time that day we'll have the hearing. All right, this was our last hearing for the day, so we will stand in recess. Everybody have a happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.